water out of principle. And as a result, we got LBJ. He's probably one of the most liberal presidents ever. He created the welfare state that we still have a problem with today. If Hillary Clinton becomes president, she's going to have the liberal Supreme Court, and she's going to be able to do executive orders to get amnesty or gun control. And the Supreme Court will not be able to stop him. And the second part of this question is, the millennials are 75% liberal right now. 75% are Democrats. If there isn't 8 years of Trump, fighting political correctness, saying that it's okay to talk about Islam or illegal immigration, saying it's okay to make fun of people without them getting butthurt. If we don't have that for 8 years, there's not going to be a Republican Party in the future.
Okay, so there are two questions there.
It's not the same, but
I understand.
Are you okay with this?
Okay, so that's not really the question. The question was the first two parts, and then there was the loaded part at the end. So here's the... Well, because I disagree with both of your premises. So the first premise that you have is that Trump is some sort of Goldwater figure. He's not a Goldwater figure. Goldwater was an actual libertarian who believed in smaller government and constitutional governance. Trump doesn't believe in any of those things. So it's one thing to say I'm not voting for Barry Goldwater out of principle. I don't know what the principle would be you wouldn't vote for Barry Goldwater. I know all the principles you wouldn't vote for Donald Trump. He's not a conservative. So to equate Goldwater with Trump, Goldwater, I've actually made this exact argument about not backing Trump, meaning that, and I made this argument actually in the primaries about Cruz, who I thought might lose to Hillary, right? The argument that I made is sometimes you have to go with the constitutional conservatives that in 16 years you can get Reagan, rather than going with the guy who is a lifelong Democrat who switched for 5 seconds so he could run for president. So that's the Goldwater section. The second part that you asked was about Trump fighting political correctness. Yeah, there are actually three. There was the Supreme Court point also.
No, so actually the biggest point is that there's not going to be another 16 years because there's so many Democrats.
This is legit. There's a lot here. So let me unpack one quick part of it. So the second part of what you said was, without Trump fighting political correctness, then we're all down to twos. I think Trump doesn't fight political correctness. I think Trump conflates all of the stupid things he says with being politically incorrect. I think there are a lot of people. I think political correctness significantly more than Trump. The Great Orange Godkin won't even say that men shouldn't be able to go into women's bathrooms. Okay, Donald Trump says that it's politically incorrect to insult the disabled, but it's not politically incorrect to say that transgender men are actually women, right? I mean, it's nonsensical. I'm very much a part of the crusade against political incorrectness. My problem is he conflates political incorrectness with things that he says that are not politically incorrect. As far as there's not going to be a country in 4 years argument, this is actually an argument, right, this is an argument that I actually respect, I just don't agree with it. Meaning that if your timeline is the next 4 years, if you think this is the last stop on the train, we're either on the Hillary train or we're on the Trump train, right? In 4 years, we're either...
LBJ 2.0 here.
Right, okay, so if your argument is that there's that the only thing that can stop any of this is Donald Trump.
I don't even think I think honestly we're screwed either way, but it might be a little bit worse.
Right, so I agree with you, we're actually screwed either way. My point is that if we're going to actually reverse what happens next, we can't have Trump as the leader of the conservative movement, not only because he's toxic, but also because he's not actually conservative. He's a European far-right populist leader. And what I would like to see is I would rather come back in 4 years with somebody who's actually conservative to make arguments that are politically incorrect. I'm not sure there was a candidate in the field capable of doing that this time, which is why I think Trump won.
There's not going to be anyone in the future to do that either, though.
I don't think that's true. So there's your question, but I appreciate the question.